Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to episode number 46 of the Seattle Mariners franchise here on MLB The Show 23. And today, the ALDS heads to Cleveland for games 3 and 4 after both of these two teams split the two in Seattle. It's tied at 1-1, so we have both games 3 and 4 today at Progressive Field. And the Mariners are going to have to do what the Guardians did. Cleveland stole the first game on the road 2-1 before the Mariners bounced back with a 5-3 victory. So Mariners need to win at least one of these two on the road if they want to send this game back to Seattle. Tristan McKenzie's on the mound for the Guardians. He's made one postseason start with a 2.57 ERA. If you're excited for this one, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content, as Dylan Moore will lead off for the Mariners, and he'll pop this one up right behind home plate. Bo Naylor makes the grab, and here's a look at the Mariners lineup. It has not been all that great for him on the offensive side of things. A 183 average in the postseason. Pitching has dominated this first two games. We'll see if it continues here in Game 3. J.P. Crawford up next, up the middle, through the legs of Tristan McKenzie and into the outfield. So the Mariners will get one base runner here in the first. And that brings up Ty France, who will chop this one over to short. It's going to be gloved. They'll go to second. They will turn two. Nice play on the 6-4-3 by Ahmed Rosario. And the Mariners don't get nothing. Bottom one, George Kirby is going to make the start. He was going to make the start in Game 2, but a late switch by manager Scott Servais will have him on the mound here for Game 3. And he'll begin against Ahmed Rosario, 250 through the postseason. A 2-2 pitch to the shortstop, and he's going to bloop this one right over to our shortstop in J.P. Crawford. And here's a look at how the Guardians are going to line up. Same lineup that we've seen in the first two games. Rosario followed by Will Myers, Jose Ramirez, Andres Jimenez, Josh Naylor, Josh Bell, Will Brennan, George Valera, and Bo Naylor. They've only been hitting 200 in the postseason. So the next batter, Will Myers, 2-1 pitch to him, and he rips this one into right center, but Teoscar Hernandez is going to reach over and glove that one. That brings up Jose Ramirez. He's only hitting .071 in the postseason. That's not what you expect out of your star hitter. And he strikes out, but the pitch in the dirt is going to be thrown offline. That's an E2 by Raleigh. This inning should be over. Instead, it's going to continue, and Jimenez is going to single into right field. So now, just like that, 2-on for Josh Bell. 1-0 pitch to him. He chops over to first. France fields it, but he can't connect with a throw to Kirby. This one's all the way to the dugouts, and a run is going to score. Two, actually. And the Guardians are up 2-0. This inning should have been over a long time ago. Raleigh finally will make this play. But Cleveland jumps out to an early 2-0 lead. And we got to go into the top of the third. It should be 0-0. None of those runs are earned for Kirby. The offense has got to pick up the slack as here's A.J. Pollock to begin the third. He's going to bloop this one into right field. It does get down. So leadoff base runner will bring up Cal Raleigh, and he's going to swing on the first pitch and hit a fastball into center field. It's got some carry, and it's going to clear the wall. Cal Raleigh with a 2-run shot ties this one right back up at 2 apiece. His first home run of the postseason goes 4-11. That ball just kept carrying. I did not think that was going to leave the ballpark, but it just kept going, and it cleared the wall. All knotted up at 2 apiece. That'll bring up Robinson Cano, still looking for his first hit of the postseason. That's not going to help. He looks to strike 3, second K of the day, and we'll go back to the top of the lineup in Dylan Moore, who's only hitting 143 through the first two games. 2-2 pitch to him. He hits this one into right field. That's going to be easily caught out there by Will Myers. That's a quick 2 down now. J.P. Crawford up next. He gets a hanging curveball. That's a pitch you want to drive, but he gets underneath it and pops it up in the center. And we're all knotted up at 2 apiece. Bottom 4 now. Will Brennan on to begin the inning for Cleveland. He strikes out his 5th K of the day for Kirby. That'll bring up George Valera. 0-for-1 on the day. He struck out back in the second. And he'll take a 2-1 pitch and rip it over to third underneath the glove of Moore. They're not going to rule that one an error, but I do think Dylan could have made that play. Nonetheless, runner on with 1 out, and it's going to be 2 outs now. Bo Naylor looks at strike 3. Nice pitch by Kirby. And here comes the all-star shortstop, Ahmed Rosario, who is 0-for-1 on the day. He's 2-for-10 on the series. And he's going to chop this one up the middle, and it's going to get through. A nice effort there by Crawford, but the ball reaches the outfield. And now it's 2 down, 2 on for Will Myers. 2-2 pitch, can't connect, inside sinker. He's frustrated. He flips the bat. And we're going to stay at 2 apiece. Angry as he approaches the dugout. Kirby's only going to go 4 innings. Penn Murphy will then come in the bottom of the 5th, the all-star reliever for the Mariners. His first batter is Jose Ramirez, who pops up a sinker into center field and again just gets underneath it. That's a quick 1 down. How about Jimenez? Full count pitch, swing and miss on the slider, 79 curving in. Beautiful pitch there by Murphy. And the next batter, Naylor. He's going to pop this one into right field, and Murphy does what he's been doing best all season long, and that's get him to go down 1-2-3. We go into the top 7 now. McKenzie's still on the mound. He's actually been pitching very well other than the 3rd inning, and France, though, is going to lead this one off. He's going to single into center, so the leadoff base runner is aboard, and we're going to bring up Julio Rodriguez. 2-2 pitch to J-Rod. He's going to hit this one over to short. Chopper, easy play, 6-4-3, and McKenzie is still dealing here in the 7th. How about Teoscar Hernandez? He wants to keep the inning alive. 0-2 pitch. Pitch number 77 for McKenzie. And Hernandez ropes this one to left center. Perfectly times it, and it clears the wall as well. Teoscar Hernandez with a solo shot to left center gives the Mariners their first lead of the ball game. 396 barely scrapes over the wall, but the former Toronto Blue Jay sends it to a 3-2 lead, a big-time home run. Colton Wong up next, 0-1 pitch. He gets jammed on the fastball, and this one will be caught. But the Mariners have the lead, and we're actually going to go into the 8th now. Yency Almonte in for relief. Actually, sorry, bottom 7. Ahmed Rosario will lead off. 3-2 pitch to him. He'll chop this one over to 3rd. Moore will charge, and he'll get the speedy Rosario at 1st. How about Myers? 0-for-3 on the day, make it 0-for-4. Another strikeout. You know, he is fuming with himself. And then Ramirez up next. He swings and misses as well. So Almonte gets him to go down 1-2-3 in the top or the bottom of the 7th. We'll go to top 8 now. Sam Hentges will come in relief. We've seen the lefty a couple of times in this series. He'll begin the top frame against A.J. Pollock, who will swing at a curveball in the dirt. That was not a good pitch to swing at all. Raleigh up next. He's also swinging at the low curve. Nasty stuff there by Hentges to get the first 2. And then Cano up next, 0-2 pitch. He looks at strike 3. They get him on that fastball away again. 1-2-3, all Ks for Sam Hentges. Bottom 8 now. Paul Sewell will come in for the setup. He's pitched 1 inning so far, and he actually did give up a run in that 1 inning, so it's not what you want to see out of your setup man. But he does get the first batter, Jimenez, to pop up 2 more. Josh Naylor up next, swinging and missing on the low slider. And he also chucks the bat in frustration. These Guardians hitters have been unable to hit the ball, but Bell rips one to right, but it's going to be caught. So Sewell gets him to go down 1-2-3. So we'll head into the 9th now. Eli Morgan will come in relief, just trying to keep this one a one-run ball game. Righties are a perfect 1,000 on the series for him. And Moore is going to continue that trend. He hits a curveball over the glove of the second baseman into right field. So now lefty J.P. Crawford, he swings and through the high fastball. Shouldn't have chased that pitch. That was at the eyes. How about Ty France? 1-for-3 on the day. Singled back in the 7th. That was his first hit of the postseason. And they're going to try to take off and steal second. Moore is in there safely. So now a runner in scoring position for one of the most clutch hitters in baseball, but he can't pull the trigger. They get him on the low circle change. So now 2 down for Julio, who rips this one into left center. And that is going to get down, and that's going to score a run. Julio, who's been the best offensive hitter for the Mariners this season, comes through again. An RBI double for J-Rod. It's now 4-2 Mariners. And Hernandez, he's not done. He's shopping at the right center gap. This one will roll all the way to the track. It's an RBI triple for Teoscar Hernandez, who gets in there safely. And just like that, it's a 5-2 lead for Seattle. That'll do it for Morgan. Iniel de los Santos will come in trying to get this final out. And he'll do it against Colton Wong. 1-2 pitch, swinging and missing on the inside slider. So what was a 1-run lead for Munoz will now be a 3-run lead. And he's pitched 2 innings this postseason, and he's struck out every single batter he's faced. Tries to keep that up against Will Brennan, who's 0-for-3 on the day, the 8th round pick back in 2019. 3-1 pitch to him, and he's going to hit this one to center. It'll be caught, but at least he didn't strike out. That's the first out that's not been a K for Munoz. Valera up next. He's going to swing and miss, so they're right back to the bread and butter. And the Guardians are down to their final outs, and it's Bo Naylor, the younger brother of Josh Naylor. Full count pitch. He looks at strike 3. Munoz gets 2 out of the 3 to strikeouts, and that'll do it for Game 3. The Mariners win by a final score of 5-2, which means Game 4 up next is going to be series point for Seattle. If they can win Game 4, this one will be dusted here in Cleveland. Well, the Guardians need to win Game 4 in order to send it back to a Game 5 in Seattle. So the Mariners, they do get the one on the road, but you got to think they smell blood in the water. 5 runs on 8 hits, 2 errors for the Mariners. Those 2 errors in the first proved costly, but it was the only run that the Guardians were able to get. Dominant pitching continues in this series. As player of the game will go to Teoscar Hernandez with his go-ahead homer in the 7th. And then the Mariners never looked back and took Game 3. On the other side of the ALDS, the Blue Jays destroy the Yankees 10-1, which means whoever wins this series will be facing Toronto in the ALCS. The other 3 series are all sweeps, and then there's our series. Game 4, Robbie Ray versus Cal Quantrill will be the matchup. We're going with the lefty, while they're going with the righty Quantrill. And a night game here in Game 4 at Progressive Field. The Mariners trying to end it here, while the Guardians are trying to force a winner-take-all Game 5. Quantrill's first appearance of the postseason is this one. He made 32 regular season starts with a 4.12 ERA. He'll begin his day against Dylan Moore. The Mariners still going to lead off with him despite only hitting 200 in the postseason. 1-0 pitch to Moore. Pops up a fastball. This is going to be easy play over there at first. It'll be caught. And here's a look at the Mariners lineup. The same lineup they're going to roll with. They're still going to keep Cano in the lineup despite him being hitless in the postseason. Mariners have hit 3 long balls through the first 3 games, including 2 in the last one. J.P. Crawford up next. 1-1 pitch. He's going to perfectly time this one. He's going to try to make it a 4th, but it doesn't get over the wall, but a bounce to it. That is a 1-out double for the Mariners shortstop. Now, runner again in scoring position for Ty France, but again, he can't hold this swing back. Check swing, called strike 3. So 2 down now for Julio, who pops this one over to the right side of the infield, where it'll be caught for the final out of the first. So the 2021 AL Cy Young Award winner, Robbie Ray, will get the call for the Seattle Mariners, making his 33rd appearance of the season. First in the postseason. He put up pretty decent numbers. Guardians going with a little bit of a different lineup. Andres Jimenez is leading off to begin this game, and he'll draw a close ball 4. That'll bring up Miles Straw, making his first appearance of the postseason. He grounds this one over to second. Wong with a nice defensive play, but he tries to go to second, and they get nobody. So 2 on, nobody out. Jose Ramirez up next, and he looks at ball 4. And just like that, Cleveland has the bases loaded, nobody out. Mike Zunino making his first appearance. He grounds over to Moore. Moore tries to make the tag. He can't, but he does get the runner at first. But instead of a double play, he only gets 1, and the first run scores. Ahmed up next. Chopper over to the pitcher. Robbie Ray knocks it down, gets him at first. That's the 2nd out. Runners are still on 2nd and 3rd. And we'll take a look at this Guardians lineup. As you can see, a little bit different this game. They are going up against a lefty. We'll see Miles Straw for the first time, Mike Zunino for the first time, Tyler Freeman, and Chase DeLauder, all entering the lineup for this pivotal Game 4. Here is Will Myers up next, 2-2 pitch. He's going to chop this one over to short. Crawford has it. He'll get him at first. So the Mariners do give up 1, but they're kind of lucky they didn't give up more. Top 3 now. Cal Raleigh will lead off. We saw him have the big homer back in Game 3. He draws a leadoff walk. Going to bring up Robinson Cano, still looking for his first hit of the postseason, and he's not going to get it here. Fastball hit out to deep left, but it's going to be caught and tracked down for the first out of the inning. Back to the top of the lineup, Dylan Moore, 3-2 pitch. Fastball pushed the other way, and this one's not going to get down. Just slingers enough to be caught. So that's out number 2. And J.P. Crawford next will draw a walk. So 2 on, 2 outs for Ty France. 1-1 pitch to him, and he ropes this one into left center, and that's going to get down, and that's going to be trouble. 1 run is going to come around to score. Crawford is going to be waived as well, and the play is not in time. A 2 RBI double for Ty France. One of the clutchest hitters in baseball gives the Mariners a lead. Next batter is Julio. He's going to rope this one sharply over to third. It will be out, but the Mariners now lead 2-1. How about we go bottom 3? Miles Straw leading off for the Guardians. He draws the leadoff walk. Straw very speedy on the base pass, something you got to watch out for. But Jose Ramirez says, I don't care. Bomb to left field and gone. We've touched on Ramirez's struggles this postseason, under 100 at the plate. But he changes all that with one swing. A 2-run shot for Cleveland gives them the lead. And it's now a 3-2 ball game in favor of the Guardians. Next batter is Mike Zunino. 2-1 pitch to him, and he pops this one up into deep right center where Teoscar will come in and make the grab. Ahmed Rosario now 0 for 1 on the day, and he's actually going to get plunked on the foot. I thought he went around. They're going to say he didn't. Nonetheless, he's on first base. He's also got some wheels. As Will Myers, though, will pop this one out into foul territory. That's the second out of the third. Josh Bell up next. You see Ahmed taking a lead, and Robbie Ray is going to catch him leaning. Gun down at second. Nice play by Robbie Ray. That's why he's a veteran. So the Guardians do take the lead. As we'll go top 4 now, where Teoscar Hernandez will lead the inning off by swinging through a curveball. That'll bring up Colton Wong, who only has 1 hit this series, but it is a solo home run. 2-2 pitch to him. He's going to hit this one sharply through the right side of the infield, but a nice play by Straw will get him at first. Nice defensive effort over there. So 2 down now for A.J. Pollock, who rips this one into left field, and it's off the left field wall. That is going to be a 2-out double for Pollock, who is second in all of baseball in doubles during the regular season with 41. So he's in scoring position for Cal Raleigh, and he perfectly times a cutter. Hits it deep to center, and this one is out of here. Cal Raleigh, another big-time homer for the catcher. Dead center gives the Mariners a lead. Another solo shot. Raleigh coming through clutch in the postseason. Is now 4-3 M's. Next batter is Cano. He will draw a full count walk, so the inning is not over yet. As the top of the lineup now comes up, and it's Dylan Moore, and he gets a changeup, and he lifts it to left center, but it dies at a carry. The Mariners have the lead here, thanks to the 2-run shot from Raleigh. We'll go bottom 5. Miles Straw leading off. Robbie Ray still on the mound, and he gets Straws to pop up to center for the first out. Jose Ramirez up next, swinging it through the inside fastball, got him tied up. Third strikeout of the day for Robbie Ray, and that'll bring up the catcher Mike Zunino. 0 for 2 to begin his postseason run, and this is going to help. A shot cutting away from the shift, and that's going to be a 2-out double for the Guardians catcher. So he's in scoring position. Ahmed Rosario up next. He chops this one over to Moore, though, who gloves it cleanly. He guns him at first, and Robbie Ray goes 5 strong innings. We'll go into the top of the 6th now, as that'll also do it for Cal Quantrill. Sam Hinkes will come in relief. His first batter he faces is Colton Wong, and Wong golfs a fastball to deep right field that's got some carry, and it leaves the ballpark. Colton Wong with his second home run of the series, a solo homer, and the Mariners are getting a lot of power out of players you wouldn't expect it out of. Wong and Raleigh both with 2 home runs apiece during the postseason, and that adds to the Mariners' lead. It's now 5-3. Next batter, Pollock. He gets a nice fastball to drive, but gets underneath it. That's an easy pop-up for Josh Bell. How about Raleigh again? One of the hottest bats, and he perfectly times another one to deep right center, and it's going to be caught at the wall. That one just died out. I thought that one was going to leave the park. Cano's up next. They're going to pinch hit again with Sam Haggerty. This has become a theme here in the postseason. And Haggerty will take the 0-1 pitch, and he'll fly out to left center. And that'll do it for the 6th, where the Mariners do get 1. Penn Murphy will be in charge of the bottom half of the 6th. We saw him do very well in his inning of work in Game 3. And he's looking to pick up right where he left off. Gets Myers swinging on the low slider. That's out number 1. Next batter, Josh Bell. 1-0 pitch. He rips this one sharply through the right side of the infield. So there will be a base runner here for Cleveland. Tyler Freeman up next. He swings through the slider. Nice pitch by Murphy. 2 down now for Chase DeLauder. He is 1 for 2 on the day. He doubled back in the second. That'll actually do it for Murphy. The Mariners are going to try to get a fresh arm in here, and Diego Castillo. They don't want to overwork him, Penn, as Castillo makes his first postseason appearance. And the first batter he faces will chop this one into left. A 1-out single, And now 2 are on, 2 outs for the top of the lineup. Jimenez, though, looks at the sinker. I don't know what he was waiting on. That was right there. And Castillo dodges a bullet. They'll go into the 7th now. Nick Sandlin in relief here for Cleveland. His first batter is Dylan Moore. 2-2 pitch to him, and he swings through a slider that he should have drove just out ahead of it. J.P. Crawford up next, 2 for 2 on the day. Trying to make it 3 for 3. Hits a sinker, but it's to dead center, and it's going to be caught. Quick 2 down now here for Seattle. Brings up Ty France. He gets jammed on the slider, and he is out as well. So a nice quick inning for Sandlin. As we'll go into the 8th now, Aniel De Los Santos will get this half inning. Julio Rodriguez up next, 0-1 pitch to him, and he's going to hit this one sharply over to short. It's gloved by Rosario and thrown out. Teoscar Hernandez will then draw a walk, so another base runner here for Seattle. Brings up Colton Wong, who homered in his last at-bat, and he's trying to do the same here. Fastball, but popped up to right, got underneath it. That's the 2nd out. Pollock up next, 1-1 pitch to him, and he drives this one to deep left field, but he just gets out ahead of it, as that's going to end the 8th for Seattle. Paul Sewall will again come up in the setup role here in the 8th. Did a very good job last game, getting through the inning cleanly. He'll start off against Ahmed Rosario, who looks at strike 3. The fastball up, locks him up. And that's the 1st out. Will Myers up next, pop up, foul territory. Moore has the space, and he'll make the grab. Quick 2 down now for Cleveland. And it's Josh Bell's turn, and he gets underneath this one as well to deep center, where Julio will be underneath it. And the Mariners are 1 inning away from going to the ALCS. Eli Morgan will again get the 9th inning. We saw this worked out last time for Cleveland. He did not have a good 9th inning. His first batter is Raleigh, and he's going to perfectly place a curveball on the outside part of the plate for strike 3. Haggerty will stay into the game. He's the DH, as we saw him get out in his first at-bat. And he'll get out in the second one as well. Pop up into shallow left, as that one will be gloved. 2 down now. Top of the lineup again. Moore 0 for 4 on the day. Make it 0 for 5. A day to forget for him. So the Mariners will take a 2-run lead into the 9th, where it'll be Andres Munoz trying to get the save. He's 8 for 9 with strikeouts in his 9 batters he's faced. Tyler Freeman will try to begin it here for Cleveland. He's 0 for 3 on the day. He'll take a 1-0 fastball, hit it into right field, and the 1-0 pitch is popped up. How about Chase DeLauder, 2 for 3 on the day. He also pops up a fastball into left. That's going to be caught, and the Guardians' season relies on Andres Jimenez. 0 for 3 on the day, 2 for 15 in the series. First pitch he sees. He's going to hit this one into left field, and it's going to get down, and that's big because now the tying run is at the plate. It's Miles Straw. 1-0 pitch, pops up a fastball. It's in foul territory. Does France have the space? And he does, and the Mariners are going to go to the ALCS. They win by a final score of 5-3. The Mariners take both in Cleveland, and there's no need for this series to go back to Seattle. They get it done in 4, and they get to celebrate on the other team's fields for the first time since 1995. They get to go to the ALCS. They've never made it to the World Series, and now they are 1 stretch away from getting to do it. I'm sorry, they went to the ALCS in 2001. I'm sorry, that was a mistake by me when they had that record season, but were unable to get it done. But they'll get another chance here as they'll get to face off against the Toronto Blue Jays, who are the best team in the American League. They're a very stacked roster. They just beat the Yankees. They swept them in the ALDS, and this is not a team that's going to make it easy. Plenty of talent. They've been led by their superstar, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He was a Silver Slugger. He put together a sensational season, hitting over 308. He's going to be a tough out. On the pitching side, they have Alek Manoah, who was a Cy Young runner-up just a couple of years ago. He had a very good 2023 as well with a 3.16 ERA. There's also Matt Chapman, the former Oakland A, who is a Silver Slugger at the third base spot with 106 RBIs. And then Jordan Romano. If they do get a lead in the 9th, they're going to turn over to this man who had the most saves in baseball with 56. So we got to try not to get it to that point. But next episode, we'll have games 1 and 2 of the American League Championship Series to see if the Mariners can reach the World Series. Thank you guys so much for sticking along in this series. I really have enjoyed the support. If you have enjoyed it and you're ready for the ALCS, make sure you drop that like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more Mariners content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.